Hello everyone, and welcome to a session on how to do powers of products and quotients. So let's deal with the title first. And we have the idea of products, just to remind you, is multiplying and quotients is dividing. So I have assigned questions 2, 4 and 5 every second question, so I'm going to have a look at some of the questions that you are not going to be doing, just to give you an idea of how you do these questions. And from question 2, I'm going to have a look at question 2b. Now this is an example of power of products, and it's important to remember that when we have this arrangement, that the power applies to everything inside the bracket. And when we have multiple elements inside the bracket, it applies to each one individually. So, x squared to the power of 5, and when we have powers and brackets, we multiply the powers, so that would be x to the power of 10. And y is actually y to the power of 1. So y to the power of 1 times 5 is y to the power of 5. And that's the answer to 2b. Now, since we're doing up to, there's one, we'll do question 2j. Please remember that the power applies to everything inside the bracket, and when you calculate it, you do each element individually. So 4 first, 4 to the power of 4. B squared to the power of 4, so we multiply the powers. 4 times 2 is 8, so that's b to the power of 8. And c cubed to the power of 4, multiply the powers. 3 times 4 is 12. And with numbers, we need to work out what 4 to the power of 4 is. 4 to the power of 4, 256. So the final answer is 256, B 8, C 12. And that's your answer to question 2, part J. Let's have a look at a couple of ones in question 4. So you're doing every second one, A, C, E and so on. Let's have a look at 4b. Now, when we have this bracket over a fraction to a power, you can look at it as this way. The power applies equally to the numerator and the denominator. I'll just put the answer up here. So all we need to do is find out what 2 cubed is, because we've got the numerator, and 2 cubed is 8. So that's your answer there. Let's have a look at h. Okay. Negative 5h over 6 to the power of 3. Now I'm going to just write it this way and show you what to do and what not to do. So all of that I'll say is cubed over 6 cubed. Now what you shouldn't do is do a negative for both, and I'll show you why. We have negative 5 cubed. When you cube a negative, it ends up being a negative, and that's 125, and h cubed. Now if we do the negative in the bottom as well, in the numerator, 6 cubed, let's do a bracket, negative 6 cubed, negative 216. negative 216. Now, when you've got negative in the numerator and the denominator, they cancel each other out. But that's not the right answer, because the answer's got to be negative, since we're cubing. So just do the negative for the numerator. So we'll keep that over, and it will be 6 cubed, which is 216. And just to check to see that there's no common factors to simplify, and I don't think there is. The textbook and the back of the book has it written this way. So there we are. That's question 4H. Okay, now I'd like to have a look. What I'll do is see if I can get rid of the, there we are, that's better. Okay, so question 5, every second one, A, C, E, G and I. I'm going to do question 5H. And this involves expanding and then simplifying. So let's have a look. The power outside the bracket applies to everything, every element inside the bracket individually. So we start with 4. 4 squared, 4 times 4 is 16. P, the power of 3 squared, we multiply the powers, 2 times 3 is 6. And h to the power of 10, multiply the powers, gives you h to the power of 20. And the second part, there's no action, so don't change anything, h to the power of 9. So now we simplify this. Numbers first. 16 divided by 2 is 8. P to the power of 6 divided by p squared, so powers subtract when we divide, so that'll be 6 minus 2 is 4. And h to the power of 20 divided by h to the power of 9 would leave 20 minus 9 is 11. H to the power of 11. And there's your answer for question 5H. Thank you.